Prior to running into financial difficulties and being forced to file for bankruptcy, Mike Tyson was one of the wealthiest athletes in the world, reportedly spending $400,000 each month on his prized pigeon and exotic cat collection. Curt Schilling made over $115 million during his 20-year career in the MLB, but lost it all from a video game. But first, it looks like even tennis legends can fall on hard times financially. I'm talking about none other than Boris Becker, who's regarded as one of the greatest players of all time in the sport. Boris Becker was just a teenager when he burst onto the scene, and shocked the world by becoming the first unseeded player to win the Wimbledon singles title in 1985. From then on, he was a force to be reckoned with on the court. He won 6 Grand Slam singles titles, including 3 Wimbledon championships, 2 Australian Opens, and 1 US Open. He reportedly made $50 million in prize money and sponsorships over the course of his career, which is equivalent to about $120 million in today's money. Not too shabby, right? Unfortunately, all that success on the court didn't necessarily translate to success off the court. Becker faced a number of financial challenges that eventually led to his bankruptcy. One major factor was his divorce from his wife, which resulted in significant legal expenses. Boris Becker claimed that his expensive lifestyle commitments, including a monthly rent of $28,000 for a house in Wimbledon, contributed to his financial difficulties. But it doesn't stop there. Becker's financial woes extended beyond his personal finances. In 2022, Boris Becker was found guilty of income tax evasion in Germany. As a result, he was given 2 years probation and fined nearly $300,000. And let's not forget about that pesky situation with the Russian model, who gave birth to his daughter in 2001. Becker was reportedly forced to pay a multi-million-dollar settlement in that case. Boris Becker was declared bankrupt in 2017, reportedly due to an unpaid debt of around $14 million. In 2018, his lawyers claimed that he had diplomatic immunity in the bankruptcy case, because he was working as an attaché for the Central African Republic. However, the Central African Republic denied this and said that the passport he had been using was one of a batch that had been stolen. In 2019, an online auction was held of Becker's memorabilia, including his trophies and awards, to pay creditors. In November of that year, the bankruptcy restrictions were extended for an additional 12 years, because Becker was found to have been hiding assets in transactions worth over £4.5 million. Do you know the proverb, money doesn't buy happiness? Lenny Dykstra, a former professional baseball player, appears to agree with this statement. Despite having a successful major league career, Dykstra eventually struggled with money, and also had to file for bankruptcy. Dykstra was occupied with various business ventures while he managed a stock portfolio. He served as the president of several privately held companies, including car washes, ConocoPhillips fueling facilities, and real estate development. He also appeared on Fox News Channel's The Cost of Freedom, and was recognized for his stock-picking skills by Jim Cramer, who asked him to write an investing column for The Street.
Who is applying the same skills to money that he applied to sports. It's brilliant. I think people don't think of Lenny as sophisticated, but I am telling you, Bernie, that not only is he sophisticated, but he's one of the great ones in this business. He's one of the great ones.
In March 2009, it was reported in the press that Dykstra's businesses were experiencing financial difficulties. Dykstra's business partner Lindsey Jones filed a lawsuit against him, alleging fraud in relation to their car wash business. In the lawsuit, Jones claims that Dykstra told him to bet an average of $2,000 per game on certain Phillies games in 1993. Jones said in a sworn statement that these bets were essentially a form of payment from Dykstra, who promised to cover any losses, and allow Jones to use the winnings for living expenses. In the lawsuit, Jones alleges that Dykstra's reported use of steroids and involvement in gambling activities demonstrated a lack of financial responsibility that could potentially harm the car wash business. Dykstra also attempted to make a profit by purchasing NHL star Wayne Gretzky's $17 million estate, but was unsuccessful in reselling it. He eventually lost the home to foreclosure after the place was reportedly trashed and abandoned. Dykstra had legal troubles that only further added to his personal financial problems. Among other offenses, he was accused of grand theft auto, bankruptcy fraud, and money laundering. With over $31 million in debt and all of these financial setbacks, Dykstra's eventual bankruptcy filing shouldn't come as a huge surprise. And if that wasn't enough, he received a prison term for his crimes as well. Who says you can't knock out financial struggles as well as your opponents in the ring? Evander Holyfield, a former professional boxer and undisputed champion of the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, proved this saying wrong when he faced bankruptcy, despite earning over $230 million in fight prize money alone. You'd think Holyfield would have enough money for the rest of his life after all his success in the ring. However, that wasn't the case. Despite his impressive earnings, Holyfield faced a number of financial challenges that eventually led to his bankruptcy. One major factor was his excessive spending habits. Holyfield was known for purchasing a $10 million, 54,000 square foot, 109-room, 17-bathroom mansion, and living a lavish lifestyle. He also made poor business decisions, such as starting a record label called Real Deal Records, which ultimately failed, leading to a loss of $2.76 million. Holyfield also had a failed restaurant venture, which cost him $9.6 million. In addition to his personal financial issues, Holyfield faced legal troubles in the form of divorce. He was divorced 3 times, most recently in 2012 from Candy Calvana Smith, which resulted in significant financial strain. So with all these financial setbacks, Holyfield was eventually declared bankrupt. However, as of 2019, it's reported that Holyfield is now earning about $1.2 million a year, mostly through appearances. They say that baseball is a game of inches, but it looks like former professional baseball player Curt Schilling didn't quite measure up when it came to financial responsibility. Despite a successful career in the major leagues, Schilling was forced to declare bankruptcy. During his 20-year career, Schilling was a star pitcher, winning over 100 games and earning over $115 million in salary. He was a 6-time All-Star and won 3 World Series titles. Schilling had impressive athletic accomplishments, but his financial future was uncertain. As his Major League Baseball career was coming to an end, Curt Schilling decided to plan for his future and set a goal to build the largest video game company in the world, with the aim of becoming extremely wealthy. To achieve this goal, Schilling founded 38 Studios in 2006, 3 years before his official retirement from baseball. After retiring in 2009, Schilling invested his own assets, totaling $50 million into the company, and also secured investments of $5 to $10 million from other investors. The majority of the funding for the company, however, came from a $75 million guaranteed loan from the state of Rhode Island. In 2018, 38 Studios released its first and only video game, Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, which received positive reviews upon release. However, a few months later, the company filed for bankruptcy. After repaying investors and resolving a lawsuit with the state of Rhode Island, Schilling was left bankrupt. He stated, "I put everything in my name in this company, and I believed in what we built." Schilling said, "I never took a penny in salary. I never took a penny for anything." Mike Tyson, a former professional boxer and undisputed heavyweight champion, was once one of the wealthiest athletes in the world. During his career, Tyson earned over $400 million on salary and endorsements. He was a 2-time heavyweight champion and one of the most recognized and successful boxers in history. You would assume Tyson would be financially secure given his ring success. That wasn't the case, though. Tyson splurged on a number of lavish purchases, such as Bentleys, Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, and Lamborghinis. Tyson also had a number of expensive houses, including a mansion in Ohio with a pool and sports complex, and a 21-bedroom mansion in Farmington, Connecticut, with 2 pools and its own nightclub. Tyson was also well known for his love of showy jewelry, and he amassed a collection of pricey items, including diamond-studded watches.
I bought a gold chain for like $7 million.
What?
Whoa, bro.
Wait, what? A gold chain?
No, a diamond chain, I'm sorry.
Tyson had a variety of exotic creatures, including tigers and a chimpanzee, in addition to worldly things, and he spent thousands of dollars on their upkeep. Mike Tyson was known for having a large collection of pigeons, and it's been reported that he spent significant amounts of money on his beloved birds. Tyson reportedly spent $400,000 per month on his pigeon and exotic cat collection, and owned over 500 birds at one point. In addition to his personal financial issues, Tyson faced a number of legal troubles. As a result, he spent 3 years in prison from 1992 to 1995. A 2003 divorce also resulted in significant financial strain for Tyson. When he eventually filed for bankruptcy in August 2003, he reportedly was in debt over $23 million. But Tyson's story doesn't end there. He was eventually able to turn his financial struggles around and make a comeback. Mike Tyson is currently retired from boxing, but he has remained active in the entertainment industry. Tyson has appeared in numerous movies and television shows, including The Hangover and Law & Order SVU. He's also toured with a one-man show called Mike Tyson: Undisputed Truth, which tells the story of his life and career. On November 28, 2020, Tyson made a return to boxing and faced off against Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match at the Staples Center. The event received mostly positive reviews and was the most successful pay-per-view event of 2020, ranking in the top 10 of all-time pay-per-view events. In addition to his acting and entertainment pursuits, Tyson has also launched a number of business ventures, including a cannabis company and a boxing promotion company. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe for more.